Hi yogis, we're at day 12 of the Go Love Yourself yoga offering, and today we're going to be using a yoga strap, but don't worry, if you don't have a yoga strap you can use a scarf or a belt or a tie, so just anything that's going to help us to kind of lengthen out through the legs and hold them in space. So if you need to, you can pause the video and go grab something, and then we're going to start on our backs. So to come down, let's bend our knees, come lengthwise on the mat, take the hands out and slowly lower all the way back down. We're going to start off in what we call constructive rest. We'll keep the knees bent, soles of the feet to the mat. Take a moment to lift the hips, lengthen the spine, pop the hips back down. Turn the palms to face upwards towards the ceiling. Lengthen the arms, roll the shoulder blades down and back, and then lengthen out through the back of the neck. So we're just starting to create some gentle space in the body. Hi, Sagira. And then close the eyes. Tune into the breath. She's going to make this practice hard today. Feel the rise and the fall of the belly. And with every exhale, just allow the body to soften a little bit more. And then we're going to draw the knees in towards the chest just for a moment. Do a little rock from side to side. Let's keep this right knee in, lengthen the left leg upwards towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower it all the way down towards the mat. Back of the heel touches the floor, and we're going to keep that leg active, so continue to pull the toes back towards the face and push out through the heel. And this is where we're going to take our strap. So we're going to wrap the strap around the sole of the right foot. We'll reach the right foot upwards towards the ceiling, and then just release or soften through the upper body. So the arms are helping to hold the leg in place, but we're not starting to create tension through the shoulders or the chest. So we're just kind of allowing gravity to take over. And we're going to continue to push out through the heel, draw back through the toes, and you should feel a nice opening through the back of the leg. If you're not feeling much, you want to find what we call your edge. So you want that to be a place where you're noticing some intensity, but you can still relax through the body and breathe nice and deep. Let's take the strap into the right hand. So both sides of the strap into the right hand. We're going to take that left hand and just place it on the floor. And then we'll drop that right leg over towards the right side. So we're just opening up through the hips and the pelvis. See if you can keep a little bit of weight towards that left hip so that we're not rolling to the side. So it does require a little bit of core engagement. Now you should feel that opening through the inside of the right leg. We'll draw it back up through center. We'll take the strap to the left hand, right hand can come out. And then that right leg is going to travel over towards the left side. And it might come all the way towards the floor. You'll notice that your right hip starts to lift up, and that's totally okay. But we want to try and anchor that right shoulder down. So we're staying heavy through the upper body. And as that right leg comes over, if you're not feeling much into the outside of the hip, take that foot and bring it a little further up towards the head so it's coming over and up at the same time. 2 more deep, full breaths here. So feeling a twist through the back body, and then also opening through the outside of that right leg. Extend the right foot back up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a half happy baby pose here. So we're just going to bend that right knee out towards the right side, and imagine like you were trying to draw the right knee towards the armpit. The sole of the right foot's going to face towards the ceiling. If you don't have the opening and the foot is down a little bit, that's fine. So we're just finding whatever it is that works for our body. And then extending that foot up towards the ceiling once more. Let's take the left foot into the strap. So left and right foot are in the strap now. We'll lift the shoulders, lift the head, walk the hands up the strap, And then push into the strap with the feet. See if you can lift the tailbone just a little bit. And then we'll lower through the upper body. We're gonna just release the strap, hug both knees in towards the chest, do a little rock from side to side. And then we'll keep that left leg hugged in, extend the right foot up towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower it all the way down towards the floor. Letting it rest on the mat, keeping the leg active, finding our strap again, and placing the strap around the sole of the left foot this time. Left foot extends up. We'll take a moment just to appreciate that opening into the back of the left leg. Maybe even noticing if one side is different from the other. Oftentimes we have a tight side. And when you're stretching at home, it's nice to spend a little bit more time stretching out our tight sides so that we bring more equilibrium or balance into the body. Soften the shoulders, let the arms hang heavy. And you want to be holding the strap, but let the fingers be a little bit soft so we don't have like a really tight grip on the strap here. We'll take the straps into the left hand, right hand can come down, and then we start to open up that left leg towards the left side. And again, it's that idea of letting the leg fall open, but also inviting it up towards the head. Slight core engagement. Allow that right hip to be as heavy as possible. And then we'll draw it back up through center. We'll change the clasp, so right hand's onto the strap, left hand comes down, and let that leg slowly travel over towards the right side. So the more slowly that we can go into the stretch, the more kind of benefit that we're going to get along the way. Because you'll notice, you'll feel that stretch not only at the end point, but kind of as the leg travels over towards the side as well. Right shoulder heavy, push out through the left heel. And then swing that leg back up through center, bending through the left knee, half happy baby pose on this side. This is definitely my tighter side. Nice deep bend to the left knee, sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling. And then we'll extend that leg back up one more time. Take both feet into the strap. Lift the upper body. See if you can lift the tailbone just a little bit. And then walk it back down. We'll take the strap, place it to the side. We'll bend both knees out towards the side, and you can reach for the shins, the ankles, or the feet themselves. But notice if you start to lift through the tailbone. So lifting through the tailbone, we're actually kind of putting a bit of stress on the low back. So as best we can, we want to try and keep a neutral spine. So the hips and the tailbone stay grounded, and we have that little bit of space in between the low back and the floor. Even if that means you're not bringing the feet as close in towards the armpits. Awesome. Release the feet back to the mat. Keep the knees bent. Take the hands, place them on the mat, bend the elbows, palms facing one another. We're going to push into the feet and start to peel the hips upwards towards the ceiling as we lift the spine. So like we are peeling one vertebra away from the floor at a time. And then we'll use an exhale. We'll just drop the hips back to the mat. And we'll do that again. This time, once we lift the hips as high as we can lift them, we're also going to lift the heels, and then we'll lift the hips a little bit higher. So now we're kind of pushing into the backs of the arms so that we can open through the chest, lift the hips higher, keep the heels lifted, lower the hips until eventually the heels want to come back down too. So now the heels and the hips are down. We'll do that one more time. Really ground into the backs of the arms, but keep the neck as soft as possible. Bring it all the way back down. Awesome. Hug the knees in. Let's roll to one side and then come on up onto the mat. We're going to come into a kneeling position with the toes tucked. So toes tucked under. We're going to bring the hips back towards the heels. If that's too much, you can keep the hips lifted, but really try and tuck those toes so even the pinky toes are tucked underneath. And then we'll interlace the fingers, turn the palms to face away. On an inhale, sweep the hands up. So we did lots of leg work today. We're just kind of opening through the torso, the thoracic spine, the arms, the armpits. And then really slowly let the fingertips part. Bring the hands towards heart center. And drop the chin down towards the chest. Take a moment of gratitude for